Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Teachers reject wage offer. Delegates of the Jamaica Teachers Association (JTA) rejected government's compensation package at the JTA Special Conference at the Mercury University College in St. Andrew on Wednesday afternoon. According to the JTA, 578 delegates voted, with 346 voting to reject the offer, 222 voting to accept, while 1 ballot was rejected and 4 ballots spoiled. A resolution has been passed for the withdrawal of services, which could lead to the shutdown of schools island-wide. The JTA said it will be writing to the Ministry of Finance outlining the outcome of the meeting, seeking an improved offer and requesting a return to the bargaining table. Teachers across the island have been protesting since Monday the wage negotiations, the demonstrations including sit-in and sit-outs by the educators.
The number of registered delegates, 583. The number of spoiled ballots, 4. Number of rejected ballots, 1. Number voting yes to accept, 227. Number voted no to reject, 300. 346, and the total ballots cast 574. Total number of ballots issued 578. That concludes the results of the vote.
The union will dispatch a letter to the Ministry of Finance and Public Service highlighting the results of the spoken voice of the delegates of the teachers of this nation, as well as the request and urgent meeting with the minister to settle on a critical item and open petition. So we say to the Prime Minister of this country that we ask for him to consider what the teachers have spoken.
UW had to provide counseling after student found dead on campus. Counseling services will be provided to members of the Elsa Hall of residents at the University of the West Indies UWI Mona campus following the passing of a student on the hall on Wednesday. In a news release, the university said that counselors and members of the chaplaincy unit have been deployed to engage the grief-stricken students. The student was reportedly found dead on the hall on Wednesday morning. However, the identity of the student has not yet been revealed. The institution said that a similar counseling session is being organized with the Faculty of Humanities and Education. The University of West Indies Mona wishes to advise the public of the sudden passing of a male student on the Elsa Hall of Residents. We are deeply saddened by this news and extend our condolences to the family, friends, and hallmates of the deceased student, said the institution in a press release on Wednesday. The UWI added that upon being notified, all protocols were activated and that the parents of the deceased and the police were contacted and the body of the student has been removed. Farmer killed in St. Elizabeth gun attack. A farmer was shot to death by gunmen at Greenfield District in Alcova, St. Elizabeth on Wednesday morning. Police have identified the deceased as 30-year-old Makian Dickens, otherwise called McCoy, and Fatman, a farmer from Jai Harbour District in the parish. It was reported that around 8:45 a.m., Dickens and 4 other individuals were sitting at the front of a house when they were approached by a man armed with a handgun. Police said the man opened fire, hitting Dickens in the head and upper body. The gunman made his escape in a waiting white Nissan AD wagon motor car. The injured man was transported by the police to the Black River Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. No motive has been established for the attack. So-called Pastor Muma found guilty of being a Klansman gangster. Stephanie Christie, otherwise called Muma, the sole female accused in the ranks of the Klansman gang, and a so-called pastor, has been found guilty of being a member of the notorious criminal organization. Chief Justice handed down the verdict on Wednesday afternoon. Christie, said to be a top-tier member of the St. Catherine-based gang, in a frivolous delivery unsworn statement, had described herself as a businesswoman and entrepreneur who is known by many as a people person. She had claimed that her only move was caring for the elderly and the young people by getting them into schools. She told the court that she also spearheaded Community Sports Day and a major get-together, which was so recognized it attracted sponsorship from several big-name companies. However, witness number 2, a former gang member turned state witness, had asserted that Christie was the link between the police force and the gang and was the one to source legal representation whenever a gang member ran afoul of the law. Christie, it was said, bankrolled legal fees from extortion monies. The trial judge on Wednesday, in referring to the recorded conversations which were entered into evidence, featuring Christie in conversation with the witness, where she spoke of a corrupt cop who fed her with information. It was consistent with the evidence of a police witness who said Christie had tried to bribe him. He said the evidence in the case showed, relatively, her role and function within the criminal organization. Christie, in maintaining her innocence, had said, "I am not a part of any gang. I am a people person. I jump around and help everybody." She added that she knew gang leader Andre Blackman Bryan because she grew up with him in Jones Avenue section of Spanish Town and attended the same high school, but emphasized that she was employed to a stationery store and a cereal-making company in the time before her arrest. Christie had also denied knowing witness number 1, who had testified that she was a high-ranking member of the gang for longer than 7 months. She went on further to point out that she only knew about 6 of them in the gang, arguing that if there was indeed a criminal organization, and if she ranked as highly in the structure, as the witness said, she would have known more than that members. "I never go nowhere to commit no crime. That is mid-law," she told the court stringently at the time. MPs, tax expert react to Clark's budget debate presentation.
The theatrics were good. I thought the presentation was strong. In terms of content, a lot of questions to be asked. I mean, we have been calling for the elimination of the requirement of guarantors on student loans across the board. They've extended it to past families. I don't think that goes far enough. They talked about an ad hoc change of some public sector employees who are on contract to be permanent employees. Again, we said we need to have a policy of eliminating contract work, which is on a permanent basis, and it's really just a device to avoid giving the workers their full rights. So that needs a systemic change, not an ad hoc change. So, from my perspective, I didn't feel there was much in there that was transformational. I'm glad there's some future plans they've outlined. Expenditure on roads in the future, expenditure on buses in the future. We'll see how all that plays out, because often those deadlines have been missed in the past. But I did think he presented it well.
Excellent budget, had something for everyone. I'm particularly pleased in terms of education. You'll note that there's been additional funding for hard students for lunches, but also of great significance, age-old problem in education, in which we have 8,000 persons who have been employed on a temporary basis and having their contract having to be renewed. That problem will be resolved. Positive for education, positive for a lot of other ministers as well. So it was an excellent budget presentation.
I like the chess program because I've always thought a chess program is good. I love the investment in education. And I like the investment in solar, the tax credit, because we've long ago said places like Barbados do more with solar. But I'd love to see more incentives given, credits given for Jamaican-made solar and energy efficient things. So it's wonderful to give the credit, but we want to give it for R&D, research and development in Jamaica. So I would love to have heard him say we've changed the law to have the tax filing deadline, instead of everybody filing on March 15th, that we've extended it to be more reasonable. For example, 6 months after the year of a company, and to have the personal tax rate for individuals separated from the corporation, so that the tax authorities will get a much better quality information and tax filing, instead of everybody rushing for March 15th.
I thought it was a solid effort. There are obviously some
areas that I would have liked to see touched on, but I think it was a solid effort. I think it will assist those, particularly those persons benefiting from it, the garbage workers. I mean, I have a number of them in my constituency. Riverton plays host to a number of persons who have worked in the garbage in the sector, and so I believe they will benefit, and I'm happy for it.
For the sixth time, there are no new taxes, and I am particularly touched by the introduction of the plans to remove the guarantors for part students. I have quite a number of constituents who apply for grants to my constituency office, and then outside of those who apply for the grants. So I think that when this is removed, it will be a great help for not only my constituents, but ambitious Jamaicans right across Jamaica.
Please remember to subscribe, like,